Hey folks, it's me, Stack Up Sketch, and we are here with Matthew from Guns of Icarus. First of all, for everybody who may not know, what is Guns of Icarus?
Steampunk airship combat, the most teamwork-oriented game you're going to ever play. You and 3 other people are controlling one ship to fight other ships, planes, giant bosses.
Now, up until this point, it had been predominantly PvE, or PvP, correct? You're playing against other players.
Yeah, no, we've only had death matches and capture points, all PvP, but with Guns of Icarus Alliance, our new expansion, we get to go into the PvE area we've always wanted to as well. So you're fighting against an AI director who's sending hundreds of planes, ships, bosses as you try to complete those objectives. So destroy bases, wipe out convoys, just survive waves of enemies as well.
Now, that's a little bit different, obviously, than what you were doing. I imagine it had to be a huge undertaking to switch the focus like that.
Yeah, so as much time as we've put into the base game, we've put into the expansion. It's basically doubling the content in the game. We've put in a lot more work, brought in a lot more people and expertise.
Now, when I hear something like the AI director, I would say, that brings me back to like Left 4 Dead and things like that. So is this working in sort of the same way where the AI is kind of keeping the tension at the right times and sort of something hasn't happened for a while, let's ramp it up on these guys for a little bit?
Yeah, no, actually, Valve is amazing with releasing a lot of their data, so we took inspiration from their AI director and how they did that with the tension and ratcheting that up, because we wanted to make sure every game was different, that they were, when people played the same mission, it wasn't the same mission that, maybe there's this enemy here, or the spawn's different, or we're fighting in different orders, so we could get a lot more bang from our buck for all those maps and modes.
What about lore and story? I mean, when you're doing PvP, you can be a lot lighter on those types of things because you just need a reason to fight each other. But when you're doing PvE, I mean, now you got to start building a story and a world, and where does that all come from?
So we've had a story for Guns of Icarus since the very beginning, but it's something that we didn't get to show off a lot. As you said, there's not much you have to do for PvP to make people fight. Is there another person? Let me fight them. We've gotten to do a lot more. We now have 6 factions who are all taking up this post-apocalyptic world. Basically, World War I never ends, and it leads to like a global dust bowl and just everybody dying. So now there's all the sort of societies have influenced a new one. So instead of just the steampunk, just Victorian England, like we still have some of that. There's Meiji Japan era, basically all those World War I cultures that don't get a lot of play, but actually have very interesting stories.
And there's a player aspect into how your story's going to unfold, isn't there?
Yeah, emergent history. So basically what players do in the missions will affect a faction map, and that faction map will let them attack territories and defend territories, and based on what they do there, the resources they buy with in-game currency from their war chest, we get to build a story.
Now, does this come with all the other trappings? Will you be able to level up your character, get different gear, better airships? How's all that work?
That's actually, so for PvP, we said, at level 1, level 45 or max level, you have the same gear kind of thing, because we don't want someone to walk into the game and say, I'm trying to do this out, and this guy has a gun that's just better than mine.
Right.
But for PvE, we get to have new guns and ships that are unlocked. So instead of just cosmetics, which you'll still be earning, you get to earn new exciting weapons that we wouldn't be able to put into PvP because they're not fun to get hit by, but they're a lot of fun to shoot. We wanted to, with the base game, look into Tesla weapons, but every time we tried an idea for it, they weren't fun to get shot by. I was like, oh man, this was really fun to use, but you'll drive away all your players if you sit there and say, yeah, but I was the guy getting hit by it, and I just don't want to play anymore. Like, now we got to add in the lens array, which is a death laser, a missile tempest, which shoots just a swarm of missiles, corrosive acid clouds, and Tesla weapons, and we have even more coming.
And it's on Steam now. For those who have the original game, what can they do? Can they pre-order now? How can they play this right now?
So right now, if you own Guns of Icarus Online and the beta starts, we will be in that production client. So anyone who owns just the base game will get to try it. But if you pre-order right now and send us an email, we can send you codes and you can help come every week and help us try it out.
Now, obviously, you have Steam. Where else can they find you?
So we're on a couple different sites like Green Man Gaming and Humble right now, but Steam's our major platform, and then when we come out on PS4, we'll be looking at being in the PS4 store as well. GunsOfIcarus.com is definitely the best place to find us. We update it weekly with sort of what we're working on, what you can expect.
Thank you, Matthew, so much for talking with me about Guns of Icarus. It's interesting to see the PvE come to life in this, and open it up to a section of gamer that may not have tried it before.